What's up, sports bettors? So this is a very quick live stream, and we're going to be hitting some late night bets. I mean, why not? It's Friday night, rest of the world partying. We're going to make some freaking money. So let's go ahead. Let's go through it. Again, we're going to be tracking our profit and loss. No promos, right? We're not going to include promos. These odds boosts, that BS. I mean, there's definitely some profitable ones, but that's basically cheating, right? Because they're promos. This is straight betting, hitting bets, making some money. So we gave out some plays earlier. We actually have 3 open right now, all overs. 2 of these look terrible, but we got some other stuff looking pretty good. This guy's 3 hits. Whit Merrifield. We need Davis Martin under 15.5 pitching outs. And then our biggest play of the night is obviously UTSA. So I tracked this for 2.5K. I got off the live stream. I hit it again, right? So, and then this was a play from pre-live, right? So this is a play I actually have bet from, if we go to Boise State. Yeah, so this is a play I made a full-length YouTube video about. So any bets I'm, placing myself, I'm giving out, I'm making a video about, whether live or not live, trying to make, show everybody that – not only like I put my own money on it, but it works, right? Like positive EV betting. The people who are like math ain't work in sports betting, like that's such BS. Sports betting is all math. Anyone who does this full time for a living is very good at kind of like markets and kind of understanding sports betting, thinking rationally. The amount of sports bettors who don't know sports is shocking, right? Because it doesn't really matter if you know sports. It matters if you understand the concepts behind markets and how to find sharp bets, right? Which is pretty simple with Odds Jam. So we can see like one of the positive EV bets. The first 2 plays we've already gone through. If you haven't hit them yet on Underdog Fantasy, these plays look great. We got Saquon. We already, played these plays. So, you can kind of see some of them right here, right? We got Saquon. We have Adam. So we have both of these plays, right? But here's a bet on FanDuel. We got White Sox, Padres, first inning total runs, over half of a total run, right? 4.38% profit margin, according to Odds Jam, right, for tomorrow. So what we can do is we can go over to FanDuel and we can be like, okay, let's go to this, right? Try to move quickly because these good lines, they're not going to last forever. And then we can hit it, right? 47.60, FanDuel's going to say, yo, you make too much money off us. That's your max wager, right? So this is another reason why it's so critical to kind of have as many sportsbook accounts as you can, right? There's a bunch of reasons. So one is, there's a reason the whole world isn't retired from arbitrage betting, right? Or positive EV betting. It's sports books at the end of the day, they can cut you off whenever they want, right? It's not their job to, take all your bets all day long. That's not the job of a sports book. They can cut you off whenever they want, yada, yada, yada. So at the end of the day, you need more sports books. And there's so many, right? There's literally so many. There's hundreds, probably. There's probably 25 plus in your location. There's hundreds in the world. So more sports books means more outs, more places to place bets, right? More sports books also means, more betting opportunities, right? If you don't have Prize Picks or Underdog Fantasy, you can't play this, arbitrage bet or whatever, right? Like you can't arb this if you don't have both FanDuel and Pinnacle. Arbitrage betting, which is risk-free money in sports betting, I really recommend you can kind of watch some strategy videos on arbitrage betting, stuff like that. But if you don't have numerous sports books, you can't arbitrage bet, period, right? You need multiple sports books to arbitrage bet. So here's another one, right? You can make risk-free money of 0.84% betting on DraftKings and WinBet. If you don't have WinBet, you can't play this, right? So that's one reason to get more. That's another reason to get more sports books, right? You never know which sports book is going to be slipping up and where the value is going to be mathematically. So I've had probably 40 plus strikeouts kind of in my life. and we got to log into Caesars and place this bet. But I mean, I probably had 40 plus sports books if I had to guess, but you really got to get as many as possible in every possible location. Like I have a pretty fascinating WinBet Colorado. Like I'm signed up for the full shebang, but let's go through some bets. And as always, any questions you have, if you put them in the chat, I'm happy to answer them. When I see it, also, you can feel free to comment. I put the email at the top. You can email us. So I gave out this first play on the White Sox-Padres game. Yes, we're on first inning for tomorrow. This is just like rational sports betting, right? You treat every bookmaker as an independent data point, and you look for value, right? Pinnacle, 17 cents in market with, only giving you plus 103. This bet looks incredible to Pinnacle. To DraftKings, it's also positive EV. To Caesars, it's positive EV, right? DraftKings is closest to FanDuel. And if you go ahead and you take their market and you put it into a zero vig odds calculator and remove the vig, the true line is still plus 123. We're getting plus 126. So we're beating the vig, beating the juice, which is exactly what we need as a sharp better. So we got the Diamondbacks game. This is today. Whoa. So we got to move before this starts. I did not realize baseball starts this late. Imagine being a baseball fan. So we want to go to pitching, and then it already moved, right? Lines can move quick. We were trying to bet this plus 130. It's down to minus 110. So lines can move quick, right? The sports betting market is dynamic. Of course, this isn't something sportsbooks want to teach you, but it's just like the stock market, right? Supply and demand. As news changes, things change, players get injured, lines move, the market reacts, right? It's not like Kevin Durant gets injured and the sportsbooks have no idea, right? Like they move their odds in relationship to everything, weather, all the action coming in the market. So what you do as a sports bettor, as a sharp bettor, what all the sharps do is you follow the market information, right? Like here, it's like FanDuel. We already bet this, so I won't rebet it. But it's like FanDuel for the Orioles-Yankees game tomorrow. Like they're giving you plus 154 on the over. PointsBet, Caesars, DraftKings, Pinnacle, Resorts World. Everybody else is at like plus 130, plus 135. So this is an interesting betting opportunity. Now, it may seem counterintuitive that there can even be profitable sports bets in the first place. But what you need to remember is just like there's millions of odds on sports books. They're always going to screw up a few. And really what OddsJam is just trying to do is tease that out mathematically, right? Like there are all these props, tons of props, and this is just one game, right? You got TD score props, you got passing props, receiving props, rushing, first half, second half, first quarter, scoring, totals, buy, sell, points, whatever, fourth quarter. There's tons of markets being offered, right? So maybe every sports book has conservatively 50,000 odds on their site. Even for a tennis match that nobody is betting on, there's lots of markets, right? So maybe there's 50,000 odds, 100 on FanDuel right now. Not sure, something like that. An NFL game probably has 1,000 on its own. And these sportsbooks are going to screw up occasionally because these odds are always bouncing around. Things are getting out of sort. And that's what you're looking for as a sports bettor. You're not looking to win in every single game. You don't need a bet for the Chiefs game this weekend, right? You want to bet, maybe, but you're more looking for like, where's the value? The value's in baseball, you should bet on baseball. If the value's in the Commanders game, bet on the Commanders game, right? There guaranteed will be a profitable bet at some point on the Chiefs game, but there's not right now, right? So that looks incredible, right? Over 7.5 in Orioles Yankees. I think we already bet this though. We bet over 7 earlier. So let's see what's out there. So what we can do is just kind of like turn off these filters. It's always so fun. I love this part of the night where you already got action on. You're following along. You're like, yo, Davis Martin, go under. And we're also looking for some bullets for tomorrow and finding bets with a mathematical edge, so we can make money. So this is for White Sox Padres. Yes, we're on first inning. This was tomorrow at plus 126 odds on FanDuel. So 10-1, my dad's birthday. Got to call him tomorrow. So clear value here. Looks like the best bet for tomorrow. 2 plays on Underdog Fantasy if you haven't bet them already. These look great. You're getting minus 122. No other sportsbook's giving you better than minus 160. I literally wish they increased my max bet on Saquon and on Adam Thielen. I would hammer both of these props for a lot more, but kind of is what it is. Player passing touchdowns. David Mills, under 1.5 passing TDs. This looks good. Over 54, we got Jimmy G. We got tons of stuff. So what we can do is just kind of and also definitely worthwhile too. I guess we don't talk about it a lot, but there's a lot of promos out there. NFL parlay token. So what I recommend, kind of doing, or what I do, what most people do, kind of use OddsJam to make more informed, sharper betting decisions, is they'll just go here and they'll be like, okay, just select Caesars college football and just pick 4 positive EV bets from the NFL, right? If you have 4 positive EV bets and you have a parlay token, then you're getting a boost. So if your parlay comes out to plus 1,000, you're getting plus 1,250, and all your legs were already positive EV, right? So that's pretty great. It doesn't work in New York. So I would do Underdog. That would be fantastic. College football for tomorrow. Yeah. So we're thinking about launching this. We currently have a picks kind of thing, but it's we probably have to do it better. We have to figure out exactly how to do that. What do you have questions about? Maybe what isn't clear? I can tag you maybe. DJ Quackers, what isn't clear? What isn't clear? Are we hiring? I mean, you can always shoot us an email. I'm not going to act like there's an immediate job opportunity, but we're always looking for smart people who can create good content, typical stuff. How can I bet if I'm in North Carolina? Well, there's a lot of opportunities to bet in North Carolina. You have Underdog, for example, which is one of the platforms I've been placing a lot of bets on because I think it's really profitable. I think there's a lot of opportunity. So you can sign up for Underdog Fantasy. There's a link in the description. You actually get a $100 deposit bonus, I think. So you can sign up for Underdog, and it's definitely a profitable platform, Underdog Fantasy. And here are 2 amazing picks you can go with. But you want a 3-pick entry. You want a 3-pick entry on Underdog. But long story short, if you want to strip out all the math, all the BS, whatever, you don't want to learn about formulas, you don't want to learn about math. It's pretty simple. At least this made it make sense to me, is every sportsbook sets lines independently. I say it a lot because it's really important. Every sportsbook sets lines independently. So when you get these massive pricing discrepancies that OddsJam will point out, Saquon over 3.5 receptions, that every sportsbook is pricing, as minus 170, and you're getting ridiculous value at minus 122. It's just an obvious bet, right? You're beating the VIG and you're getting a lot of improvement, right? So it's just kind of rational sports betting, right? It's it's like if you go to eBay and some baseball card is, worth $5 or $500. And then you go to Amazon and it's $500, right? So this is eBay. This is Amazon. Then you go to whatever. I'm trying to think of other stores. You go to Etsy and it's $500. Then you go to whatever and it's $500 everywhere. And then you find that card in some store and it's $100. It's yeah, I want to buy that card because it's it's literally $500 everywhere. So I'm just going to go sell it for $500 if I want to, or I just know it's worth more, so like, it's just value, like find value. That's what makes money long-term. It's not this BS finger to the wind bullshit, which is like Saquon Barkley, his girlfriend hurt his feelings, so he's not going to catch the ball this weekend. It's like, these sports books are taking millions of dollars, millions, hundreds of millions in NFL bets this weekend, right? DraftKings is getting action from 10 million people who have signed up for DraftKings, whatever it is, right? Something like that, I think I heard. So these markets are very efficient. So you're not like, it's very hard to beat the market. So what's so amazing about being a sports bettor is you can follow the market, right? You can be like, wow, since all these sports books set lines independently, I'll just find out who's screwing up and then I'll bet on that. What do you mean by numbers? I have no idea what Bet Now is, but if you want their odds on our site, email us always. People want to hop on a call, talk about basic sports betting concepts. I think if I sat here and kind of went through, how sports betting odds work for 3 hours, everyone would get very bored. But like, long story short, it's just on Underdog Fantasy, 3 pick entries are minus 122, right? That's basically what you need to internalize if it's confusing to you how Underdog Fantasy works. Underdog Fantasy is minus 122 odds. And the way you can think about that is just this, right? Like, 3 pick entry, what you'll see is 20 to win 120. So roughly, in any 3 picks on Underdog, you pick 1, 2, 3, you're getting 20 to win 120. So because they don't vary payouts depending on the picks you select, whatever, like you can select anything, it's always 20 to win 120. They're essentially saying our juice for any pick you select is just going to be minus 122. Overs, unders, any pick, minus 122 for a 3 pick entry. Or a 5 pick entry, which is why you'll see on Underdog when I'm betting, everything is going to be a 3 pick entry or a 5 pick entry, right? Those are the only 2 worth playing because 2 pick entries are a lot worse. I've never heard of Bet Now. Also, I'm from Georgia, so I think I can only use Prize Picks and Underdog. Yeah, Underdog is good. You can make money off it for sure. There's opportunity for sure. I'll go through these all. Give me a sec. How do you decide what way to go with the bet if there are large discrepancies on both sides? Well, you have 2 options. You could arbit. You could bet on both sides and make a risk-free profit, which is called arbitrage betting. So we have some videos on that. So if I actually just, go to one as an example, is we can go here. Let me find the video very briefly. I apologize if it's taking a second. This video is pretty good, I think, if you want to learn about arbitrage betting and discrepancies. But long story short, you want to go with the side that's better overall. All of the sports books, you mean half. I don't know what this means. Oh, if you can't decide what to bet on for yourself, then you shouldn't be betting. Okay. Because I don't have access. Yeah, but there are a lot of, there are options, and you got Underdog and you got Prize Picks, and, there's a lot of opportunities. The negatives, the positives. I'm pretty sure it's like, minus 122 equals bet 122 to win 100. Like, these are just, there's tons of tutorials and stuff like that. So it's not only higher EV. I mean, a lot of it is just limits, right? Like, there are some sports books that allow larger bet sizes than others, and that's just kind of the way it is. So some sports books have more markets. Some sports books allow bigger bet sizes. Underdog and Prize Picks, I'm pretty sure most people are capped at maybe a couple $100 on Underdog Fantasy, or maybe you can get up to. I mean, I'm not exactly sure, but I currently don't know anyone who can bet unlimited amounts of money on Underdog. So there's kind of like caps on most sports books in terms of themselves. What are they comfortable with risk wise? So there's kind of like just that factor. Typically, FanDuel, they allow more money being bet, as you'll notice, on money lines as opposed to these weird prop bets. Like, let's go here. If you tried to bet, like, I'm logged out. So if you're a new user to FanDuel, I'm literally logged out of the platform. So if you're a new user to FanDuel, they'll let you bet 16.4 grand max wager on the Vikings money line. Right now, if we go to a first touchdown score or something like this, let's see how much they let us bet. The max wager is 1,053. So for the sketchier markets, the player props let you bet less, right? So that's just kind of determined by the sports book. And I'm logged out. So this is like, for new users, this is what they'd allow as a max bet when you first join the platform. We got a lot of NFL bets. We got a ton of college football tomorrow, but what NFL bets do I have for this weekend? We got a 2.2K parlay. Let's go. South Alabama minus 6.5 was a fucking hammer. We got Georgia minus 27.5 for 5.5K. We got under 62, Indiana, Nebraska. So I got a 3-pick parlay. They were all just positive EV plays. UTSA better not blow it. These kids playing football. But we can see the score very briefly. Yeah, they're good. So we have them -4. But our parlay for this weekend, $1,000 plus 567 odds is Colts -3, Saints, Bills money line. Favorite underdog spread. Over 24.5 for the Browns. Jets money line. And you can notice, like, sometimes when you catch these incredible positive EV bets, there are sports books like, you bet $1,000, we'll give you 1,062 because your bet was so sharp, just to take it off. And you can cash out and make a risk-free profit of 62.86, which is pretty cool. So if we look up the Jets game this weekend, doesn't seem that good. Kind of seems like cashing out may be worth it. No other sportsbook. I mean, plus 180 is still very good. Don't get me wrong. But, like, let's say the true line, with no VIG is going to be like plus 170-ish, plus 172. So plus 172, 36.76%. We're betting at plus 180 odds. The bet has $29 in EV. Honestly, it's maybe worth cashing out for a risk-free 62.80. 62.86. We bet 1,000. We can cash it out for 1,062.86. We bet the Jets money line plus 180. Seems pretty good to cash out. No, for a risk-free $62, I think it does. I don't like the Jets that much against the Steelers. We'll cash it out. Cash out not available. They're smart. They smart. Not actually, but they caught that one. So what else we got? Let's go back to this Jets one. Let's see now if they let us cash it out. Nope. Under 46.5, Cardinals, Panthers, Patriots plus 6.5 first half spread. Under 49, Bucks, Chiefs. Those are the NFL bets, at least on WinBet. I could log back into FanDuel. I will watch this after stream. Awesome. Do you place a limit? No, absolutely not. More bets, always merrier. Not actually, but what esport lines do you want? But I don't limit how many EV bets per game. More is merrier in my opinion. More bets, merrier. Especially if they're uncorrelated. Obviously, if you're betting, a large percentage of your bankroll on under, in the first half, under in the full game, under in the first quarter, under in the second half, or alternate lines, that can be stressful. We can have esport lines. You can let us know. Absolutely bet on EPL. I think I have some EPL bets open. We'll have to see, but what we can see is we got UFC. Well, this is Champions League. But yeah, absolutely. Absolutely we'll bet on esports. Absolutely will. Yeah, here we have another soccer play. I mean, obviously a different game, but you get the point. College football, EPL, bet on it all. EPL is actually great because there's a lot of opportunity. What's the difference in earnings between the highest paid plans? I mean, it really depends on who's betting and stuff like that, and kind of just like knowledge too, and whatever. Like, you can definitely make money sports betting. It's really just an understanding of the markets, time placed or time spent, gambling, like everything. Like, there's a time component, there's a hustle component, there's a bankroll component, there's an understanding component. Like, I spent a lot of time learning about arbitrage before I ever placed my first arbitrage bet. And you can make, there are people who make money arbitrage betting. Whoa. Ooh, we just missed a banger. UCLA plus 150 first half money line. DraftKings says, whoops, plus 150 to plus 125. Damn. Not happy I missed that. But is what it is. See if any of these plays. How we looking on this Martin guy? Someone shell him. Davis Martin, who are you? White Sox pitcher. Padres are leading. Hopefully this guy gets hit with a few dingers. Bets for the Bills game. Bills Ravens. Yes, absolutely. We got the Bills money line and Lamar Jackson under 1.5 passing TDs. I have the Bills money line in this parlay. 3 legs. In which case someone said, I'm taking the L on the Saints. You got 5K on the dogs? Absolutely. Never fade Georgia. Minus 27.5. 5.5K. Abso-freaking-lutely. Give me Georgia minus 27.5. 4 touchdowns for Georgia. But the bet was really good. The bet was really, really good. I mean, we can take a look now. Maybe it moved against me. Maybe it's still fantastic. We got to take a look. Yeah, they're 29.5 point spread favorites now. Got a minus 27.5. 2 points in value, right? That's ridiculous. No other bookmaker now giving us better than minus 140, minus 135. And we got it minus 110. That's the power of odds jam. Beat the closing line, you win long term. Really that simple. I'm so confused, bro. I don't know what to tell you. Should have been on Georgia minus 27.5, minus 110 odds. Favorite player prop for NFL? Saints taking the L? Hopefully not, because I bet on them. I'm so confused. Sorry. What's your favorite player prop? Now we're just kind of shooting it, but we got a lot of player props. I mean, I really do love this Lamar Jackson play on Underdog Fantasy. I really do. Patrick Mahomes. This play is incredible. I'm literally pissed I can't bet more on it. This play's incredible too. Kenneth Walker, under 12.5 receiving yards. Who is he? Bet Online has the under 10.5 juiced. Whoo, this looks freaking amazing. Under 12.5 for Kenneth Walker. We're getting it minus 122 on Underdog Fantasy. By the way, this Patrick Mahomes one is one of the best player props I think you can find. This play, you should be all over. My throat still hurts. Damn. So that play is incredible. That play is incredible too. But I already max bet them, so they don't give me more. College football, you can't bet in New York. Got to skip over that because some BS law. Can't bet on college sports because it's inappropriate to the students. So what we can do is we can go here and let's see what's available on Underdog, because now I got to get a few picks. So already hit that for the max, already hit that. So what do I want? So AJ Dillon, I mean, I hate Russell Wilson. So we want Walker under 12.5 receiving yards. And I mean, there's a lot of opportunity. If you didn't tune into the last live streams, the Saquon one's great. You know, there's a lot of good opportunity out there. But what didn't I max bet here? I don't even know if I can find something to pair this with. So Thielen, we max bet, I'm pretty sure. Russell Wilson. AJ Dillon, how do we feel about this? Where's Pinnacle? Pinnacle doesn't even have a line. So what we can do is just kind of like, you know, maybe AJ Dillon and Justin Jefferson. So we have AJ Dillon over Justin Jefferson. I do like Jefferson, fading Jefferson once again. Let's just fade him. So that would make 1, 2, 3. But I may have already max bet Justin Jefferson. We'll have to see. Maybe not, though. So we always want to go with 3 picks when we can find it on Underdog. So I already hit the max. But if you haven't yet, this Kenneth Walker play looks incredible. I mean, a lot of these plays look great. So do you have any bets for Ravens Bills? Yeah, you can use the promo code below. Helps us out until we see if they pull our promo code, but we'll see. Did you bet on the Washington UCLA game? Not yet. Not yet. You cannot do straight bets on Underdog, and we did not. No UCLA bets. So no UCLA bets. 5% EV. So didn't bet on the UCLA game yet. Just sniped. That's good. That's incredible. The Bills have owned Jackson. I hope they don't do well. How do you decide when to take the underdog versus the favorite? Yeah, I mean, this is just, it depends where the value is, right? So, like, you can imagine, as an example, when you're betting at minus 900 odds, like a lot of people love to parlay favorites, right? That's a very common strategy. Is let me just bet on all these teams in the NBA that are minus 900. But when you're doing that, you are betting $900. Let's increase the size briefly. But you're betting $900 to win to win $100 in profit. So essentially, if you win your first 9 times and you lose once, you're flat, right? So even though you're winning more often, if you lose once, you lose $900, right? If you're betting at minus 900. So it's the opposite when it's plus 900. You're betting 100 to win 900. So in this case, you could lose your first 9 bets and win your 10th, and you would break even. You only need to win 10% of the time, right? You could lose $100 once, twice, 3 times, yada, yada, 9 times. If you win $900 once, you would be extremely profitable. If you won a plus 900 bet 1 out of 5 times, all you'd have to do as a strategy is place 5 bets to win $500, right? And that's impossible. If you were winning 20% of your plus 900 bets, you'd be the world's greatest sports bettor ever, right? It's very hard. What do you recommend learning for someone who wants to start sports betting? Positive EV betting or arbitrage or anything. Like, we try to make the site helpful. I mean, in terms of this stuff, if you watch the tutorial videos, they're all supposed to be helpful. I mean, we try to make them helpful. Anything confusing, again, there's an email below. You got tons of people who do calls and whatever stuff like that, so you can really get as much time with someone who's there to help you sports betting, right? If you want to bet on the Ravens, plus 150 is an incredible price, currently available on Pro Line if you're Canadian. Again, you may not have this sportsbook in your location, but this really is the reason you need multiple sportsbooks, right? Like, you need, like, plus 150 is incredible value compared to the rest of the market, right? I'm not saying I know anything because I don't. I'm not going to act like I know who's going to win this game. That's not the point of Odds Jam. That was never the point, right? This is really like a Bloomberg terminal for like the pros and serious people, not only the pros, of course, just people looking to get like serious about their sports betting, right? And like, understand the data and the math and whatever. Like, as an example, if you're looking for a good long shot bet, well, actually, we can find one together. I love long shot bets. I really do. Is typically like they're a little harder. We kind of filter them out of OddsJam for the most part, just because they're harder to tease out, like what bets are good and whatever. But what we can do is because the market's so much wider. But like this bet, as an example, seems pretty good, right? Like, no other bookmaker, like, we are getting 112 cents of improvement from the next best sportsbook offering us odds. So I wish I didn't have to do parlays. So you Bulldogs bet if they win. It's not a parlay. You said something about touchdowns. What do you mean? I don't know what this means, DJ Quakers. I wish I didn't have to do parlays. Parlays are fun, man. Once you know how to bet them, once you understand the strategy behind parlay betting, let's log into FanDuel. Parlay betting's real fun. Really is. Really, really fun. Mainly because it's so what we want to bet for tomorrow, because this bet is profitable in the long run. Now, I'm not saying Navy is, gonna win this game for sure, right? That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying there's value given the odds, and FanDuel is going to give us a max bet of 86.20, and we'll hit it. So we have Navy money line, 86.20 at plus 585 odds. I forget what it was, 580 odds. So 580 odds, and this bet is for Saturday. So we're betting 86.20 to win $500, right? So we don't need to win. You don't need to win bets at plus 580, a million% of the like 1 out of 2 times. You don't even need to win them 1 out of 5 times to be profitable in the long run. If you win plus 580s 1 out of 6.8 times, basically 1 out of 7 times, like 15% of the time, you're going to be really profitable. So the markets are telling you like every game is uncertain. That's why sports betting is so fun, right? You never know the future. Last season, the Jets beat the Rams, I believe, was the big upset of the year. I believe I'm remembering that correctly. Jets beat the Rams, something like that. So they were like plus 2,000, right? When you're betting at plus 2,000, you only need to win 1 out of 21 bets to break even. So, underdogs, big underdogs win all the time in sports. So it's really at what price, at what odds should you want to bet them? And that's what you're trying to tease out. So we'll lower this again, see what else is out there. So still got some props. Gotta love props. So hopefully this was helpful. Yeah, but Georgia is like you can't, Georgia is minus 6,000 on the money line. So you'd be betting like $6,000. $6,000 to win 100. So you have to play, it's pretty rare to see people play money lines at that odds. I don't know what this means. Multiplicative devigging. What do you mean by that? We have it in the list of books, but you can't get it in the United States. You can't get 5 dimes. But you can filter out any sports book you want to here. So I have a bunch filtered out just because I don't use them. I don't know what they are. I don't care what their odds are, or I just feel like the screen is a little too cluttered. And I'll play with this from time to time. But you can, of course, filter out books you don't want, books you don't use currently. Obviously, there's a lot of sports books. There's a lot of sports books you can get onshore, stuff like that, and offshore. And there's just a lot of sports books, period. So it's just kind of like, at some point, it's like too much information is overwhelming. And I'd say that's for anyone, So, here you can see 5 dimes. Can get Kansas plus 155 on 5 dimes. Looks incredible. And now I got to refilter it out. But it's useful. Stake Drake's Sportsbook. There's just so many sports books, right? So you got to kind of filter out what you don't use, takes a second, or what you don't want to see, stuff like that. Like there's so much data in the sports betting market. There's so many odds. There's so many sports books. There's so many platforms. They all do the same thing, which is just set odds. So it's really just how much data do you want to see? How do you want it presented to you? Like there's all these different tools that people use for different purposes. Like, there's a free bet converter to take a $5 free bet from FanDuel, right, and turn it into cash. So there's a bunch of different tools. Every tool serves a different purpose, and people have different risk tolerances, whatever. Like here, it's like this will show you on, hey, if you have a $5 free bet, or as an example, if you have a $100 free bet, what you'd want to do, and granted, this is mathematically optimal. If you have a $10 free bet, better example, is bet on first half team total Man United over 2.5, then hedge $891 on the under, and you make a risk-free profit, whatever. So it's like, yeah, that's kind of useless. But what you can also do is just like look for good lines. You always want your free bets to be as high of odds as possible, since that maximizes value mathematically. Or you can just kind of like pick some picks, right? Like that looks pretty good. New Mexico under 14.5 team total. Frickin' slam that, please. So what we can do is just be like, okay, my God, my throat hurts. So we have New Mexico. Are they away? They are. Do we like this play? What we can do if you want to like get more data is you can, add more sports books in, or you can just like switch your state to kind of see all states available, and you can kind of determine, do you like the bet at minus 113? Seems like a little bit of value, but also seems like, Pinnacle is a lot more bullish than everyone else. So maybe we played a little smaller, right? So we have under 14 and a half, New Mexico team total. And then we can add this to our sheet. Finding bets with an edge, minus 113 odds for Saturday. Again, the sheet's in the description somewhere, or description of some YouTube videos it should be in. If it's not, I got to remember to start adding it. And then we can refresh and see what else is out there. So we'll change our state back to where we are located, actually. And then we can hit some positive EV bets. See what's out there. Saquon, Mills, that still looks good. But anyways, I think I'll call it a day for now. Hopefully this was helpful. Hit New Mexico. I mean, this keeps moving in our favor. In that list, it's not only U.S. books. I show a little bit of both. Is UTSA losing? Oh, my God. Come on, guys. This game is getting intimidating. See, yeah, that's not fun. Hopefully they're able to get the job done. That's true as well. So you didn't bet on the Bulldogs money line. What did you bet on them? So you bet on the point spread, right? You can bet on the money line, or you can bet on the spread. The spread is essentially what's known as an evener. The spread is what is known as an evener, right? And what that means is like markets are implying Georgia is roughly 100% to win this game. Not actually, but if you go to a no vig odds calculator and you put in the market on WinBet minus 6,000 plus 1,600, Georgia's 95% to win this game. So what sportsbooks say is like, what is the total or the spread where like, it's kind of like even money's coming in on both sides in terms of how much money, how many points Georgia's going to win by. And currently, the number that is favored in the market for people are willing to bet on Missouri to lose by less than 29 or Georgia to win by more than 29, right? So you have equal people backing Georgia's going to win by more than 29, or Missouri is going to, lose by less than 29, or Georgia's going to win by less than 29. So like if you bet on this, Georgia winning by 14 means you lose. You bet on this, Missouri plus 29, Georgia wins by, right? Like it's a point spread. Not really. So hopefully this was helpful. Hopefully UTSA wins and doesn't. Hopefully they get a field goal here and then no touchdown. We'll watch the end of this possession. I mean, might as well. And we'll place some more bets as well. I mean, I'm having some fun, so gotta get some. Gosh, place some bets, hit some bets. This is a sweat. So -4. That's this will be a swing in we're either up 6K profit or we're down 6K profit or we're down 6K. So nothing would be better than them just not sucking since they were up by 15 points. No, 18 points. So we'll see. Should be fun. 1st and 10. But anyways, let's go back to it. Let's see if there's any other bets that we can hit. So the middle betting tool, kind of cool. Again, I don't have player props available. But what you can see is if you do have player props available on Underdog Fantasy, I believe that player props are only offered in certain states. Is what you can see is like, hey, FanDuel is setting this guy's receiving yards line, whoever he is, Micah Pittman, in Wake Forest, Florida State, at 41.5. Underdog has it at 50.5. So FanDuel offers these alternate lines.
But most of his damage comes around the hashes. He's only averaging 7 yards per reception. Bracing. There we go. Bracing.
Shut up. So FanDuel's offering they offer these alternate markets. Long story short, a good example of a state that does this is Illinois. So let's just go to Illinois FanDuel. And if we go to the Florida State game, what you'll notice is like, oh, hey, cool. They offer player props, right? But they also offer these alternate player props. So what this shows you is like, hey, FanDuel thinks the over-under should be 41.5, and they're willing to give you over 49.5 at plus 136. You're getting under 50.5 at minus 122 on Underdog, right? So that would be an arbitrage bet and a middle, if that makes sense. And we've done some full-length YouTube videos on it if you look up like middle betting, whatever. Like here's another good example, right? Like what you can see right here is the Bears -4 is plus 250 on WinBet, right? It's it's plus 179 on DraftKings. So that's like a big discrepancy, but also plus 4.5 for the Giants is minus 250. So if you bet the Bears -4 at plus 250 and the Giants plus 4.5 at minus 250, you'd have this small window of opportunity where if the Bears win by exactly 4 points, your bet on WinBet pushes and your bet on DraftKings cashes. But I'm pretty sure Bears -4 is just really good considering, all these sports books are offering pretty low odds on Bears -4.5, and we're able to get plus 250 on WinBet. So Pirates struggled. Did we have the Pirates? Favorite sport? Yeah, we're for sure going to do an Underdog video. We're for sure going to do an Underdog. So have sportsbooks come after you? Like murdered me? No, they have not. How do I bet 20 for 120? 20 for 120 is 3 pick entries. 3 pick, right? It's just right here. Any 3 picks, 20, 120, right? It just times 6 times, right? 100, 10 to 60, 20 to 120, 30 to 180, right? 50 to 300, yada, yada. So there we go. So hopefully, who knows after that freaking Jets game earlier in the season, but looks pretty good. Looking pretty good on this UTSA -4. So that's an absolute banger. That's a good end to the night. You can see how the Underdog ones are doing. It's typically what every night is like. And how are we looking? So we need this Martin guy to go under 15.5 outs and not go 2 more innings because I'm trying to make some freaking money. And we have him in a few different plays. So hopefully his pitch count's high. I don't know. We'll see. But this is, some sportsbooks offer college football. You can see there's some opportunity, and there's some good opportunity in college football for sure. There definitely is. On the middles page, you can find good middle bets. Again, these tool tips should be helpful. If they're not, you can always feel free to email us with questions. We're always happy to answer. Here's another one, another middle. Brian Hoyer, under 200.5 passing yards. FanDuel has his line a little low, but DraftKings has the under heavily juiced. Pinnacle has the under heavily juiced. If you like fading him, what happened to Mac Jones? What? But if you like fading him, that's a great line, right? Like, it looks good to Pinnacle. Their market's minus 151, plus 115. So if you remove the VIG, the true line with the VIG removed is minus 129. We're getting minus 122 implied odds on Underdog. You can pair it with these two plays, which look incredible. Saquon over 3.5. But we'll definitely have an Underdog video tomorrow. A lot of plays out there. Market always moving. So addictive. Definitely recommend, if you have questions too, you can reach out to us with what videos are helpful. You can let us know about your goals as a sports bettor. Obviously, everyone's goal is make money. But also, there are different strategies, right? There are different risk tolerances. So it really depends. And there are different locations, right? Different sports books, different locations, whatever. Like, people in North Carolina, you only have Underdog and Prize Picks. So you're kind of stuck with that, or offshore books, crypto betting and stuff like that, which maybe people like, maybe they don't like. Oh, we got a tennis bet. That looks incredible. Are we still logged in? I got to re-log in. And also, if we screw up any bets ever in terms of we hit some today, I think, or maybe yesterday. So what state are you in? Let's check this. So what do we want to do? Zizen Zhang. That's the play. This may be the play of the night. Minus 290, minus 251. Give me her. Give me Zizen Zhang. So what we can do is, this play will probably move kind of quickly. You got to move quick. You got to move quick. You got to know how to search. You got to go. What the? So just kind of I don't even know. Sometimes I can't even find half the bets I'm looking for. The search button doesn't work, and then I don't know who this person is. I don't know if this is a guy. I don't know if this girl. I don't know. So kind of complicated. So I guess we're skipping that. But obviously, this would be a great value play, right? It's an ARB to 2 sports books. Ridiculous value on the under. Minus 250 here, minus 290 there. We should have very high confidence that this bet is really good. But we're going to skip it over. That doesn't seem bad. If you're looking to fade, the Lions quarterback under 34.5 passing attempts. But anyways, hopefully this was helpful. Let's make some money. And lots of plays out there. I'm sure we'll have much more plays tomorrow as we hit some bets from the market. And let's make some money. Yeah, I don't think that it works in live bets, no live bets. You cash the Marlins Brewers under. Let's go. So this is going to cash too. It better cash. What did we have? We had Marlins Brewers. Sandy is such a freaking beast. 1 earned run, 8 strikeouts, 8 innings pitched. He's incredible. Corbin Burns, though. So we cashed UTSA -4. I mean, don't want to speak too early, I guess. But, yeah, we cashed a lot of plays. So today was a good day. Today was a good day. Nothing better than good days. So we had under 6.5 in Marlins Brewers. That's a banger. So that's plus 1250. We had San Diego State, Boise State over 39. How did that do? That cashed, right? Boom. 41 points. I love that play. I said in a previous live stream it was my favorite bet of the weekend. That's $1,000 in the bank. Full-length YouTube videos. That puts us back up at 15K. So what else do we have today? I guess that's it today. So no fantasy, no promos. Promos don't count. I like going through the promos because I think some of the math is interesting behind them, but so okay. This game's over. I'm grading the bet as a win for now. If it's not a win, we'll have to fix it. But that's a good feeling to have. So all the college football plays tonight cash. Long story short, all the plays cash tonight. Marlins, all big bets, everything cashes. That's good. I mean, what's better on a Friday than winning? Not much. So UTSA -4 cashes. So that's just 2.5K in our live profit. That takes us to positive. Yay, green. Green is good. So -195 first set. How did you find her? Can you add Skybet? Can you email us? But we can add them. But yeah, I mean, I'm not sure about Underdog in Pennsylvania. It may just not be legal. Obviously, all these books are state by state. Can you add Skybet? Yeah, if you email us, we'll get it added in. I have no idea what that book is. We're looking to add more. College football parlay. So whenever I'm looking for parlays, I mean, you know, you can kind of just like Virginia, first half money line, North Texas, first quarter money line. I mean, those are two value plays. Parlay them together. You got a banger. Under 34, first half total, Rutgers, Ohio State. You know, there's a lot of opportunities for parlays out there. West Virginia +3.5 on the first quarter spread. I already have West Virginia on something. I forget. But hopefully this was helpful, guys. We'll chat.